I don't really think this one's going to be close, in my humble opinion. I think Georgia runs away with this one. And I'm not trying to disrespect Ole Miss. I know they 12-1, and credit to them for winning that game. I know everybody's like, Nosh, why are you bringing up? Oh, they beat Tulane. It wasn't even close. I understand y'all, but losing your head coach, losing somebody that was there, leading your team to new heights, 3-10 win seasons back to back to back, that does a lot. Sometimes you can kind of mentally check out. But credit to Ole Miss, they did not mentally check out. They was ready to go. But I think they match in this game. Unfortunately, I don't think UGA is playing around. The defense over the last few weeks has been stellar. You look at some of these young guys: Elijah Griffin, Rashawn Dinkins, Quintavious Johnson, Zayden Walker. All these guys that they got 4 or 5 stars here in the state of Georgia is playing some damn good football. And when you have that, it's a problem. And then they already given him a name at the cornerback spot. They're calling it Ellis Island. Yes, Ellis Robinson looks like one of the best cornerbacks in the country, balling the hell out. So for me in this one, obviously Georgia's playing with more pressure for sure, 100%. But at the same time, I think Georgia's like, hey, we good. Like we got a Nate Frazier, right? We got guys in the backfield we can get the ball to, and they can go back there and they cook. We got a Chauncey Bowens, right? We got guys that can really make this a short game, and we got a quarterback that we fully believe in, right? That doesn't turn over the football, that makes big plays down the field, that's tough and gritty, has that different type of a character. So I just think in this one, now Ole Miss defense has gotten better, but I don't feel like they're going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I know they got some good pieces back there. But I think Georgia, with their ability to run the football, hitting them shot plays down the field, I think they control this game from the start. And I don't think that the defense nobody's talking about, but it's been playing at an all world level. All 3 levels. CJ Allen at linebacker, right? KJ Bolton at safety. We talked about Ellis Allen. And we talked about the defensive line is creating more and more and more pressure. And they're not a team that you can go sideline to sideline on, right? You can't throw them screens. Georgia's going to get to the ball, right? You can't throw them quick little hitches. They're going to be right there. So if Ole Miss is going to have a chance in this one, they got to hit shot plays down the field. They're going to have to make Georgia make some mistakes, and they're going to have to make plays. Now, what's key is if you can get any semblance of a running game if you're Ole Miss, then you do have a shot in this one, right? Because Keywan Lacey has emerged as one of the better backs in the SEC, right? When you look at the best backs, you go Keywan Lacey and then you go Ahmad Hardy. Those are some of the best backs in the SEC currently constructed as it is right now, right? Lacey's been balling. He's having a great year. 1,366 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns. He's been lethal. He's been that guy. And y'all know how I feel about QB1, QB1. I've been saying it since there was like, oh, well, what do we do? Austin Simmons or Trinidad Chambliss. I was like, yo, start Trinidad, and you seeing what he's doing. So he's playing at a high level. Don't get me wrong. But it's just there's levels to the defense. They lost to Georgia earlier this year. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not saying that Ole Miss ain't going to compete. That ain't saying Ole Miss ain't going to play at a high level. But I just don't see them being able to go in there and beat them, right? Now, they do got some weapons that can match, right? Think about Harry Wallace III. You think about Hilton Deuce Alexander, Caden Lee, or Kenyon Lee. They got weapons to go up against Georgia, but can that offensive line protect for 4 quarters? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure if they can protect for them 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? And make a difference, right? And you're gonna need guys like I'm gonna say PU. You're gonna need guys like him. You need guys like Dottery to make plays on the defensive side of the ball if you're gonna have a chance in this game. Other than that, I think it's a tough game for Ole Miss. Let's see the comments we got. Okay, America said, I think Ole Miss has nothing to lose and everything in the game. They do. I agree with you. They have nothing to lose. To be at this point, quarterfinals, one of the best seasons in program history, you lost your coach. You got a new coach, obviously not Pete Golden. I 100% agree with you. They're playing, essentially to your point, American, they're playing with house money. Ole Miss is playing with house money. Where no matter what happens in this one, they're playing with house money. Nobody expects them to win. Nobody expects them to come out on top. Nobody expects them to play at a high level. So if they're able to go and beat Georgia, that's more of a reflection on Georgia than it is Ole Miss. You're 1,000% right. Couldn't agree with you more, brother. And then he says Georgia only beat Ole Miss by 8 points during the regular season. They know each other. 100% true. Very true. I'm going to refute that though. The reason I refute that, go roll that tape when they played them, when they got sliced and diced. They did. Lane Kiffin had that offense rolling. Go look at that defense for Georgia then. Go look at that defense for Georgia the past 3 weeks. Completely different. I think they figured it the hell out. Don't look the same, brother. That's the only thing I'll say. I seen Georgia defense in person too when they played Georgia Tech in Mercedes-Benz. That defense looks vastly different compared to when they played them early in the year. Now if we going back to that point, you're 100% right. Right? When they played Tennessee, they got obliterated, gave up 41 points. This ain't the same Georgia defense. Them young guys, they matured, they got better and better, and his defense looks completely different compared to what it looked like before. So if you're saying that early in the year, I would agree with you. But how they look now, Lord, no, they look completely different. So this one, I'm going Georgia. I think Georgia comes out with a dub. The Bulldogs playing at a high level right now. They're running the ball. They're getting sacks. They got a lethal weapon. You know what I'm saying? And Zachariah Branch is playing at a high level. Some of the young guys stepping up for them as well. I think the Bulldogs going to be ready and they're going to make some damn good plays. And I think they're going to run away with this one. I know, American, you got Ole Miss by 14. I got Georgia. I got them by 17. I got 31-14 dub for the Georgia Bulldogs. They run away with this one in the second half, and they put the throttle down on